Hey everybody, it's your boy, St. Basilfish. You see, I had saved this cigar to celebrate my retirement from the Navy as of yesterday. But right now, it is I am sick to death of shit cigar. I have done really good the past several years, not mentioning the organization that I worked for. And I put in a lot of years. I thought everything was cool. It was good. I've been fighting with not the Navy itself, with its administrative side. Since end of January. You see, my retirement was supposed to be at the end of February. And I had been asking about where my separation orders were so I could put notification into like my housing office to let them know, hey, I'm leaving. Because I don't have nothing here. I got to move back to my home of record across the country to California. And I got to drive. On February 21st, a Thursday evening, orders were finally generated. Dropped into my file on Friday the 22nd, saying you're done on Tuesday. Now that didn't give me nearly enough time to get what I needed done. So, reached out, got an extension. Wasn't ideal. I'm in constant pain. I hurt. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. But I got an extension for 30 days for March 28th to be the end of my time in the Navy. They were going to retire me. I said, okay, it's perfect. I kept asking for orders and asking and nothing. And all of a sudden I get this sufficient paycheck. And I'm like, crap, did they overpay me? And I call up my admin folks. And admin says, no, that's your advanced travel. And I'm like, perfect. Drop that all into savings. More than enough to make sure I get from point A to point B. But come March, when I should have been paid, all of a sudden I get nothing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I reach out to my admin folks, and it turns out that what I was told was an advanced travel was the separation pay for February. And that my extension had not been put in by the guy over in Memphis, Tennessee, like it should have been. And then I got an email from my medical provider saying, hey, you and your family are no longer medically covered by us. Was a little concerned. So I go back to my admin, my local admin, and everything's regionalized. Like, your local admin is really like liaisons between you and the big people in Memphis and Millington, Tennessee. And I'm like, hey, what's the deal? My ID's not working to get into my own email address. I'm having this message come from my TRICARE folks saying, hey, you guys aren't covered anymore. What's up? Oh, they didn't put your stuff in, but they can fix it. Y'all, weeks went by and it never got fixed. And I'm like pushing this and bringing it up higher and higher and higher on my chain of command. And then it looked like things, as of last week, were starting to get fixed. Okay, we've opened up DFAST. We've put in message, so you'll get your pay straight. You'll get your final pay fixed. Cool. I need it. Because now I had to dip into my savings to take care of bills and get stuff that needed to be gotten for this move. I finally get my separation papers like 2 days ago, saying you're being honorably discharged and put on the retirement list. Go you. I'm like, yay, cool. This is looking up. We're looking good, right? Today I went to go get my retiree ID. Because I'm going to need that. Because there is continued medical treatment that I'm going to require. I love the shit out of my job. I was a religious program specialist for a lot of years. I fucking love my job. I have literally walked people off the edge of doing themselves in. I have reached people in places of crisis. I have helped people at their worst. And I got a lot of job satisfaction out of that. But because of these health issues, I couldn't do my job anymore. And it sucks. And I hate it. And I have been in a state of near panic attacks every day for the last 2 fucking weeks. So I go in to get my retiree ID. And the lady is like, wait a minute. Did you retire and just never get your ID? I'm like, what are you talking about? She says, they have you retired last month. I'm like, no, don't be silly. This is what happened. But here, I have copies of the orders. I got the extension. Here's the separation paperwork. She's like, oh, this is really weird. Hold on. I need to make a call. And I'm doubled in the system. One saying I'm retired and it was rejected. One say it has my old active profile. And my paperwork saying I'm medically retired. So she calls all her special people. They give her a number, which is associated with the Navy who's handling this case. And guess what? Nobody's answering the phone. She gives me my ID. She gives me my card and my paperwork back. She says, okay, I got your number. I'm going to keep calling them because something's wrong. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, because I don't want to explode on this young lady. Like, not like, because it wasn't her fault. She was very sweet. She was awesome. I'm like, this is bullshit. I have done everything I was asked to do. Put in all the paperwork I was asked to put in. Oh, which, by the way, get this. So I was looking forward to getting that advanced travel that I talked about. And I'd put in paperwork for that. Only to find out, was it Wednesday? Tuesday? That the papers that they told me were good were actually not really good because they don't use that format anymore. So now I don't get that travel. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll get a travel claim and I'll get it back at the back end of it. It's going to make things a little tight. But as long as I get my pay for March for getting dressed up in my uniform every day and coming to work, we're good. So I'm at a loss. I'm frustrated as hell. This should have been a really liberating step. I'm ready to go into the next chapter. Now come March, May, I'll start getting my disability pay. And that's well and fine, but it won't offset the damage that's been caused that I've been fighting for like the last 2 months about. And it comes down to some people in this regionalization thing out in Portonville, Tennessee. And what the fuck's important in Tennessee, God only knows. But because some people didn't want to do their job. They didn't want to process paperwork that day. Here I am, and I got my wife and my kids that I have to drive across country. We were going to pay to ship our car because my wife can't drive in that traffic across the country. And the Navy wasn't going to move the car, so I was like, okay, I'll just pay to ship it. But I never got the money that I was supposed to get, so I can't ship it. So I'm going to tow it. And I'm hoping that this van is going to be able to make it across doing that. So I'm frustrated as hell. I trust God. God is good. All the time. And I know in the end things are going to be okay. But it's like, what is it going to take? What's it going to take to be okay? God is good. I'll make it. We'll find a place to stay. Getting a rental is going to take a minute. But oh man, I am freaked the hell out for a lot of stuff. But oh well. Anyhow, I hope you guys are having a much better weekend than I'm having. And I hope you're having more fun than I am. Because you know what, honestly, if I wasn't living this, I wouldn't believe this was possible. Here we are. But anyhow, you guys have a wonderful time. And until we see each other again next, until we get to sit down, chat, share stories, maybe I'll do something ridiculous and put on something, I don't know. Peace!